Can you share a little about what brought you to Fountain?
Of course. I had been feeling depressed for a long time uh, and didn't really feel like much was working. Definitely, I'd tried a few things. I wouldn't necessarily say I've tried everything, but I tried a few things and nothing really brought me relief. And I knew about ketamine specifically and had done a bit of research and obviously knew how powerful it seemed to be, um, and became interested. And so then it was kind of in the back of my mind.
What were you struggling with before starting ketamine protocol? What symptoms were you having?
Yeah, I think mostly for me, um, it was a lot related to kind of low to mid grade depression. I had very little energy, motivation. It was hard. It's very hard for me to start and establish new habits, to do things I don't want to do hard things. Um, so yeah, it was a lot related to generally feeling low most of the time.
What shifted for you after the infusion, mentally, emotionally, and physically?
You don't just wake up after six sessions. You don't just wake up the next morning and everything is completely erased that you struggled with. So I think that's important to understand. But I think I've definitely seen a like variety of moments scattered throughout every day since where I kind of stop and realize that my mind's working a little bit different.
Can you give some examples?
Yeah, I think uh, the one that is most like salient common, tedious household tasks used to be terrible, very daunting, and would feel like a lot of inherent dread from like having to make the bed, seeing walking by the bedroom and seeing the bed not made and being like, oh my God, I have to make that. And then I have to do the dishes. And I don't think I've had a negative thought or reaction towards, let me say, I've been pretty productive, but haven't felt any dread about any of it in weeks.
If someone asked you to explain ketamine in your own words, how would you describe it?
It's a tough one. It's very hard to describe, but I really enjoyed the experience, which I'll say that. Long term, I think the effect it has, I think the way I view it is something that makes things a little bit easier, whatever that means, something that makes the changes you're trying to make or how you would like to evolve and grow, like make that barrier a little bit lower to get over. And I think that's kind of how I see what I wanted to get out of it, really.
Do you think that ketamine affected your cognition, the way that you think things through, or awareness, or even clarity?
So yeah, I think more able to be aware, more able to be conscious and actually stop and reflect.
What would you want someone to know if they were thinking about starting ketamine treatment?
Depends who they are. Uh, it really, no, it really, I think it really does depend who they are. But I think the big thing is you need to come in knowing that like, okay, this thing has crazy high efficacy rate. It's like, looks like research makes it look like way more effective than anything else out there. Great. That doesn't mean you're going to come in and it's just going to, be the magic pill that fixes everything with no effort or no like commitment. So if you accept that, I think then you can accept all of like that efficacy rate is real and it is incredibly effective. So like understanding how it could affect you and what you need to do to supplement it or to help get the most out of it. I think it's really helpful to come in with that kind of understanding.
Would you recommend ketamine to others?
Yeah, and not just my experience, but the research. Like, I think anybody who's treatment resistant, anything, whether it be depression, I guess just depression or anxiety, 100%. And frankly, I think it should be one of the earlier interventions than the last, which is out of any of our control. But yeah, I would recommend it to maybe everyone.
In one word, how would you describe your experience at Fountain?
Peaceful. I'd say like enjoyable, but that's like, um, yeah, peaceful, I guess.
Any other final thoughts?
The entire setting, people, environment made it a lot more seamless of an experience for me, and maybe more positive. So, highly recommend that as well.